Hello, my name is Nick Lawler. I'm a captain at the City of Folsom Fire Department, and my current assignment is Truck 35 on the A shift. And also, I cross-staff this vehicle, this apparatus, Engine 535. I want to share a little bit about how this vehicle has served the City of Folsom so well for just about under a year. As chair of the apparatus committee, we had an opportunity to buy a new Type 5 wildland apparatus through Golden State Fire Apparatus in conjunction with Skeeter. The first thing we wanted to do was make sure that we had a great angle of approach. We were able to achieve this by having a custom aluminum bumper made that had multiple uses. First and foremost, it has the ability to internally store a 16,500 pound winch, as well as 15 feet of 1.5-inch wildland hose for mobile attack. We wanted to suck it in as much as possible and bring it up as much as possible to assist with that angle of approach and avoid striking any type of objects when this vehicle is off-road. As you can tell, the bumper is mounted to a F550 chassis. This has a 300 horsepower motor with 660 feet of torque. It's an XLT and it's very comfortable, but also provides a great platform to work from. As you come around this other side, the first thing that this vehicle gets noticed for is the super singles. This is a big off-road tire with a bead lock all the way around, and it allows us to maneuver off-road really well. If you come around the other way, we have a 6-inch FabTech lift kit suspension. Here's the heavy-duty shocks that you see in here and all the suspension components. Again, trying to avoid high centering and striking objects while this vehicle is off-road, we have right here deployable amp research steps. Steps retract and avoid any sort of hazard, but deploy so that we can safely get in and out of the vehicle. If you look at the inside of the vehicle, we have a custom center console that has our both 800 and Kenwood mobile radios installed, as well as USB charging. We have an iPad holder, and overall a comfortable chassis for the crew to work in. Moving on down, we have external lighting. This is scene lighting by these rigid lights. We have 2 on each side. We have 2 off the rear and 2 off the front. It gives us 360 degrees of illumination. The other thing that we wanted to do with Skeeter was to take the standard compartment size and bring it up a little bit. And by bringing it up, it offered increased storage space. Also, it provides a pleasing aesthetic look that the chassis and the body kind of streamline together, and it looks nice. If we come over here, this transverse compartment offers storage for backboards, bulky items such as coolers, and also a lot of void space. So if this vehicle ever does go out of county on a strike team deployment, the crew can store their gear inside this compartment. If we come down here, we have our hand tools. Again, everything is internally stored. So we have our hand tools, everything has a place, our chainsaw, and it provides additional space if we ever needed to put anything else in there. Our engineer's compartment has all sorts of matter of hose fittings and brass to allow the engineer to put together any sort of wildland hose that he needs to construct while on the fire line. And we have medical storage here. Again, we have extra space. If this does go out on a strike team, we may be assigned the strike team engine that has ALS capability, so a monitor could go in here as well. To the rear of the vehicle is what we're most excited about and most proud of. This apparatus has a pump that's a 100 GPM pump at 140 PSI, a 20-gallon foam cell, 400 gallons of water. Here's our pump manifold right here that allows us to construct any sort of fire hose that we need. This pump is gasoline power, so it doesn't pull fuel off the chassis. It has its own separate gas supply, and it's a little bit of a quieter motor with a better performance in our opinion. Also, the hose reel was able to be mounted towards the rear of the vehicle, and that hose deployable off the rear for firefighters to easily access with this step. And lastly, this rear compartment. Skeeter had this option as a rear compartment for miscellaneous storage. We were able to approach Skeeter and do something a little different. With the idea of having everything internally stored, we were able to have them custom place a 1.5-inch valve right here that allowed us to store 100 feet of 1.5-inch wildland hose internally. There's the 100 feet. We have 25 feet of soft suction and 2 sections of 7-foot hard suction. Again, this stays out of the elements and it doesn't expose to any sort of dangers that could be encountered on a fire scene. If we come around here, this is our compartment where we have our portable pump and gasoline and drip torches in here. It's vented so that any sort of flammable gases are exhausted and vented through the compartment. Last but not least, our hose storage. We've got multiple packs of 1.5 inch hose in here. And again, with the idea of being extra space, if this vehicle needs to have more hose, we can easily place it on there, and it just gives us options. We like to have things stored internally. Just know that this vehicle's already been serviced in just under a year, and I've been on it on several fires. The great thing is I was recently on a 5,000 acre fire just outside of the city limits, and we were able to perform mobile attack for well over an hour and a half. This vehicle went over rocks, dry creek beds, and outperformed anything that we could have imagined. We were very pleased with it. It provides the city of Folsom a safe apparatus for the firefighters to work off of. It's comfortable and it's long lasting, and we've been nothing but pleased with its performance thus far. Thank you.